Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back. Today we will be taking another look at the beautiful game of Beyond All Reason. We have some nice Halloween decoration going on. This is a fairly recent match. And I also looked and made sure that Legion was enabled. And it's not one of the two common maps, Glitters and Supremissimus, because this map is played over on Whitefire Remake version 1.3, made by Phalang. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but our blue team leader, Coffee Main, hailing from America, is gonna start in Cortex spots, while on the other side of the map we have in the nice Armada Witch starting into Armada bots, triple from the Mado clan. This is a quite interesting map, Whitefire Remake, and also quite small. I'm not sure, I do believe there is some terrain effects going on from the ice, but I can't confirm that 100%. And here we see our first little legion, the goblins. They're very nice little fellas. They look quite funny, we have to be honest. The way they waddle. It seems like right here the play is that these players will be the front line, while we have an air player right here and probably an eco player, I'm not sure though. And of course mirrored on the other side, air and probably eco. But I think this map is small enough, and like, you can be very flexible. For example, you can go all front, or you can not have an eco player and have him attack the front. All of these are fairly doable options in which you can go into. Now we can see this map does have some trees, which are reclaimed, and they provide a small boost of energy. And I don't think there is any metal reclaim though, but quite a lot of mexes, many mexes that of course can be taken to provide for the metal needs. Of course, self-destructing the commander for the eco players is a very normal play, and I think as well from God Save the Queen, from America actually. He will also sacrifice his commander at some point. Very nice harassment early in the game. Those few goblins trying to do their best. They're not super good at dealing damage, but they're quite agile, and at the moment they are not focus fired correctly by those thugs, which means they will be able to get a lot of value. But again, they have quite poor DPS output, sadly. But I think it's better than nothing for their cost. Being hunted down by that blitz will probably not be able to get the mechs. Very nice cleaning up. But also on the other side, some blitzes have sneaked past into, not really the backline, but have made their way into blue space. And of course those blitzes do have a better DPS. Just barely getting the max. Didn't get this one.
Has self-destructed.
So I think it might be a positive trade for the blue team here. Wow, this is a very high level LLT right here, the Pharos. 3-star general already. It's quite impressive. keeping this alive will basically be a very good way to guard your units. It's just so good. And Coffee Main losing the commander in the front in a 2v1 at an EFB, not the best at supporting the front line, struggling to keep up with the more experienced players on the other side. Triple, of course, having tons of experience, being one of the only four or five Chev players, like with a Salve or Chevron, in this game. And of course, it's a great advantage. These are the Desturian. A lot of talk has been going about these units lately. Well, not really, but they've been told about being very good and not really easy to counter. And with the appropriate macro, they might indeed be very hard to counter. Very nice sneaky flank from Pseudo21, saying that, well, you might build defenses over here, then I will just sneak up from the other side. And this LLT, I might say this is just a hero LLT. We'll come back and check if it's even higher in experience. The light green player over here, Dryest, has gone into quite some spam of Satyrs and Goblins, now going into some Ballistas, transitioning into them. T2 already rolling for quite some time, probably. I think faster for the blue team. What is going on right here? That's a visual bug, I guess. Yep. Well, just making a screenshot out of that for later use of reporting it to the bug department. It seems like the red team clearly is in an advantage from the metal extracted, but of course that is influenced by the reclaim. But generally, metal produced metal, energy produced, and of course you can see in the front line an advantage here, an advantage here, and also in the middle they do have some more dominance. Poor LLT died over here. If it gets resurrected, it will be absolutely amazing. I don't know if resurrected units keep their HP though, but if they do, it would be absolutely amazing. Rocket pod spam from the red commander Triple. It seems like he has reached a snowball number large enough to even deal with some of these vehicles. Ballistas, of course, getting off their hits would be massive. I don't know if they have less range though. Ballistas have approximately 460 range versus the normal rocket bots, which have a slightly higher range. Oh well, it didn't get resurrected. Commander duel being fought out between Caesar and that was Stellaron. Stellaron managed to win the duel with the force of his Desturian. Very powerful unit indeed. I think in general the blue team can only hope for fast T2 units coming out, because in general it doesn't look good. They're kind of folding in all fronts. A nice opportunity could be made here with those goblins. No, these are the satyrs. Pushing in, doing some damage. Sadly, they are idle. Also right over here with some shuriken play, of course. Yeah, even more of this. This is probably some kind of bug. Either it's a visual bug or it's some kind of enhancement I don't know of, but it definitely looks like a bug. Unless it's supposed to represent like some big brain Lazarus, because let's be honest, Lazarus look very much big brain when they have this huge chunky head. All this reclaim to those Lazarus. We're making a lot of their metal worth. Resign vote coming from the blue team leader, seeing that the Shurin has managed to ravage part of his base, and also that his front is really fast collapsing. The green player obviously not most experienced, going into a second bot lab. In case you're new to the game, an announcement should announce that in general it's not good to create two factories, two labs, but instead assisting your current with build power. You can find build power if you go into the T1 constructor and then going into some of this to the build tab, and from there the construction turret. We have a Mauser running for its life through blue space. It does escape barely with 61 HP, but I don't think it's enough to turn this game around. How are they called? Hoplites are being made, fast radio bots from the Cyan Blue Commander, trying to find a way to turn this game around, but it seems that it's just not enough. All fronts are collapsing. The energy advantage is already at 50% for the red team, and it seems like they're dominating from all sides, and most of them already have T2. I can see red has T2, and the eco player right here, the light yellow player has T2, and the orange player has T2. While on this side of the map we have only two players having T2, which is a major disadvantage. Bomber coming out, trying to support with the raids. Let's see if it's gonna be enough. Nettle set up to protect the units. I think it's pretty much game over unless we can see some major action from those hoplites. They're running into a commander though. If this commander gets off the D-guns, it's GG's for sure. Commander, no reaction from the commander. Trying to get in range now, but it might be too late. But they get caught up from the units. Well played from the red team, catching those hoplites. A lot of static defenses protecting as well. They do sneak through, even though they got their numbers to reduce to 1 now. And the sprinters of the red player absolutely ravaging. They'll find the energy converters. Yes, they will. Good job. And as the light pinks players converters blow up, the blue team resigns. Good game, everyone. Well played to both teams, but the red team was just too overwhelming in the front lines. Managed to stop the leaks and use the terrain to their advantage. Good job. And going into our second game, we will be viewing today, because the first one was quite a small one, a short one. It's a game I played in a few days ago. I think it was yesterday or the day before. In the map of how is it called again? Let me see. Sulphur Springs. from the Cookses. The blue team is being led from Lucid Ghost. The Armada Commander going into some Armada bots. I think this game Legion wasn't enabled, because indeed I do not play Legion, which I usually do because I really enjoy this new faction. And in the red team, Evangelion, a very good player, the only one with silver chevrons in this game, also opening up in Armada bots. Very nice. It seems like that there is some boosting going on from Valgus. I think the Estonian commander, boosting some wins and some metal to Lucid Ghost. I don't exactly know the purpose, but this map, in case you have noticed, it's a diagonally mirrored map, which means the mirror point is right here. It has some nice sea play from the lanes here, which doesn't affect too much, which I really like. For example, a problem I have with Supremissimus is that if you win C, you basically have won the entire game, but here it has much less of an effect because it just takes so long after you've won the naval battle to move your units in through the plains and the passages, and it's so much easier for a commander just to sit silently and dig on all your boats. Sorry for that, that was a notification. And in general, there's some kind of lane play going on, in the form that there is one front here that I will be fighting, Pew Pew fighting in this front, Mia Dochegal right here, and Deadpulse fighting over here. So it is kind of a lame map, but it also has some very much free potential. Not too much metal, but definitely also not the most metal starving map, though excellent wind. As you can see, I go for lots and lots of wind turbines. Reason being, wind does not drop below 5, which means that you can have a very steady wind income without fearing that it will drop to 0 like in other maps and not having any energy at all. A nice run by from Lucid Ghost with some pawns. Do they catch the con? They do. Very nice. Very powerful run by. Basically already setting the pace for his opponent, and after he has dealt this amount of damage, going for some pork in the form of beamers and an overwatch tower, not to confuse with anything else. Now, in this weird kind of hills, I actually do not know if vehicles can traverse it. I think it's F6, traversability. Yep. It is traversable by vehicles, it is indeed. And it doesn't even seem to show any problem for them. So vehicles are very much a normal option in this game. And there is even how is it called? Air player and possibly an eco player. Where is Walgus Commander going? Right here. Okay, interesting. Walgus is pushing up to Lucid Goat's front. That could have been done with a constructor, to be honest. That would have been a lot faster. But there's so much action in the front, I can't keep up. Miyadochiga manages to snipe synced commanders. Meanwhile, the fronts are starting to form. Deadpulse pulling the line right here. Miyadochiga has done an incredible job of taking down the commander. I'm trying to take my line using rocket bots, and Pew Pew of course also is taking his line. Potentially he could do a run by. I don't know if we have the radar coverage though. Let me see. We do have some radar coverage, maybe not enough to do a safe run by, but definitely could attempt sending a few of those pawns through. These maces from Lucid Ghost doing an excellent job at pushing against those rocketeers, aggregators, sorry. Of course, if they're not kiting and simply walking into the enemy, they're very easy bait. As well as it seems that Lucid Ghost is going for some kind of static defenses crawl, because we can see this pattern of beamers plus Overwatch, which does seem like a bit of a waste of resources, to be honest, because in total it's about 820 metal, which is quite a lot. You can easily build an army out of that. Flocutus coming in the front. D-gun, no D-gun, it's out of range. Self-destruct, he's going for a reclaim command. I don't know if, yeah, Flocutus probably by mistake moved this commander in. He's now very low, and Lucid Ghost is looking for the snipe. I don't know if he will get it. Very nice thug sacrifice, but I don't know if it will be enough in the long run. Meanwhile, the naval game seems to be an advantage of the Greek player Zisserman. Oh, Vulgars. I need that amount of metal. I didn't know that existed. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that there was a custom widget for this kind of weird metal begging, but I don't think custom widgets were enabled. Anyways, widgets are cool, by the way. Forward bot lab by Deadpulse. No units though, which is very interesting because it seems like Deadpulse is leaking a lot of resources. Meanwhile, Pew Pew still slowly expanding his front. No real resistance, and I think it's not that good at that. He's not using his advantage. Meanwhile, I'm also trying to do my best against DBS, using those rocket bots. I've snowballed enough of them to push through the static defenses and the thugs, but meanwhile we don't have an eco player, but the red team has Evangelion, of course, and he went into some of this Armada T2 hounds, and they're quite better than you might expect against T1 trash. They have like possibly no way of getting countered. Meanwhile, what am I trying to do? I think I'm kind of microing the commander right here, or possibly even trying to get some value in form of tanking for my rocket bots, which are sadly very much in a bad situation as they're trying to fire at the radar pin, but it's not even close to that. So I think that's why I moved them in, and kind of accidentally it happened that I dodged that D-gun. Meanwhile, the blue commander has a swarm of thugs doing their best, ravaging all the bases they can find, and of course by resurrecting the units that have fallen, you have an infinite amount of them. The commander of TBS goes down. I think it was a commander duel. I do not reclaim immediately, which might have been a fault. I don't know if SMR Resbot's out. Hound's doing an excellent job for Evangelion, trying to fight off whatever is being sent at the front line. Meanwhile, the naval game has been won by Zisserman, mostly. The North has been, well, not really won, but the territory advantage for sure goes to Deadpool's, because H. Pascal has gone into more of a defensive build. Not really useful though. We could use those maces using the terrain to get the range advantage. And Miedochigal kind of struggling. Many solars up the front. Pounders going the wrong way actually. Not really defending those solars. I don't know, but they will be probably overrun. Yes, indeed. Another army bunching up. All those hounds from Evangelion shared over to Pioneer. And now, of course, they can fend off the attackers. I think it's about time for Lucid Ghost to transition into T2. Possibly also other players of the blue team. Yeah, you can see me going into T2, stopping the production. Pew 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 also possibly can stop production, go into T2, try to deal as much damage as possible. One thing I have to say is I really didn't go for any geothermal, which might have been a mistake of mine. Both geothermals this way go down, and the red team is a pretty significant disadvantage. Metal per second about 40% behind. Metal per second about fluctuating between 0 and 50% behind. Energy per second about 40% behind. Of course, build power, which is also some kind of resource, about 100% behind. Very nice push through from Saint, managing to break the line of Miedochigal, who went for T2 but is struggling to use it against this small league of thugs, which means that Deadpulse, the Dark Commander, who also got overwhelmed in their front by this agitator, by these two agitators actually, will struggle. This is kind of a yin-yang scenario. A lot of lagging behind. And, well, yeah, I do remember there were some problems with people lagging behind. But this is very much a yin-yang scenario. We did some damage from this side, but we have retaliation from this side, and of course the naval battle is being won. Submarine warfare is the last effort from the Green Commander, Albi, to win the naval game, but it's quite a struggle it seems. Bombers coming out from Kichun 22, trying to get some value, potentially going for a bombing run, but it seems like the fighter number from Kirino is just too much. I don't know if any bombing attempts will take place. They will. Thugs under attack. No fighter response yet. No ping also. And in this scenario I'm starting to go for some Sheldon as a response to those hounds. Right here I think I could have tried to do something sneaky to degun those hounds, potentially if I did have a Raider Jammer, which I did not have. Well, I did have this, the Deceiver, so I could of course do that. But I'm in a really worrying scenario because We have many breakthroughs in the front line. We did go for some T2, but not really to the most efficient thing. You can see here I did swear a bit. My mistake there. I got fed up. Don't swear, people. It's not good. It did manage to go to the people it should go. And now the hounds are retaliating, which is very interesting play considering that basically those hounds would be one of the best options to do a major attack in the back lane, but they have to defend against some bulls followed with those starlights. Starlights very good at killing things, and these 3 starlights already at 40 kills and growing by every second. Very high damage output. One of them is destroyed, which is very unfortunate. Of course, you want to protect them at all cost. And C is basically taking over from the yellow commander. Res subs being utilized very well, while also trying to destroy the enemy's res subs.
Commander
Excellent
died.
job from Scissorman. But the hound push that was built up from Evangelion is being stalled out severely, and he's still going for those hounds, trying to get some eco up by that huge reactor, using it, but I don't know if that's enough time. I'm actually wondering with what eco the blue commander is going. There was a resign vote for the blue team actually over here, but I think very rightfully we did not vote
Game started.
yes. And I think at this point most fronts are won. We have me trying to do some poking damage, the major push from Lucid Ghost supported by Valgus.
Commander
Oh wait,
self-destructed.
Valgus over here doing his major push. Lucid Ghost from there. Miedochegal and Deadpulse did set up some static to protect themselves. And the only major loss we're having currently is the C lane. And Valgus doing an excellent job at sneaking into the enemy backline, finding those wind turbines which are not spaced properly, which means they will chain react, and they will... oh well, that's lucky. They didn't continue at that point, which means they stopped chain reacting. Oh, and we see that the commander right here synced 420, self-destructed his units, which is also reportable. In case you see one of your teammates self-destructing all their units, please make sure to report them. It's a violation of the code of conduct, because of course you can instead just resign and not have to worry about self-destructing your units, because your friendly, your ally might be able to utilize them in a way that is game-changing. A lot of levers from the red team, but also from the blue team. The yin-yang scenario is happening quite a bit, even though the problem is the yellow commander Scissorman doesn't really have any way of expressing his victory in the C lane. Meanwhile, Lucid Ghost, Valgus, and myself are at a better pace of trying to destroy economy in that way. The Sheldon firing nicely into this geothermal. Also, I just remembered it's probably a nice time to get ourselves a nice screenshot. Give me a second. I think that's good enough. Perfect. So for that, let's continue. And major breakthroughs. Nearing the red base. You can see from Evangelion a very nice layout. Plus an advanced geothermal right here, which was his main energy source, it seems like. But it's not long before those starlights will shred it apart using their high-powered tachyon beams, self-destructing the geothermal. I don't know what the attempt really was, probably to kill off those bolts, but it seems like it didn't have the effect he expected. Aerial assault happening. The light green player managing to win, and at this point, at this stage of the game, has been basically won by the blue team. Major advantages on all statistics, well, except metal access, but realistically that's nothing that can be done too nice. The game ends with a resign vote from the red team. GG's, well played to all players. And it's time for statistics.
Battle ended.
We don't want to see that. Well, statistics. Oh, graph. Sorry. No. Let's see here how well we did. Because I think the best way to improve in a game is possibly by looking at your own statistics. That's one reason I chose this game. Metal produced. I did have metal used. I did still in the beginning. Metal received, I think this is. No, metal received. Lucid Ghost was boosted quite a bit by Valgus. Units produced, probably. I did do something. Units killed. It's a good form. I think it was intermediate. I did manage to scale as well. Of course, Lucid Ghost, major advantage. He was boosted. I think I could have done better, but in general, I think it was a very nice game. One more thing now that we're talking about statistics. I recently noticed that, like, when I was reviewing my statistics from the last short, that managed to do that, guys. Impressive. So if you enjoyed this, hit the subscribe button and see you in the next one.